A warm welcome to all of you to day two of this amazing session organized by Hansraj College, University of Delhi, in collaboration with Neenv, the Human Resource Development Cell of Hansraj College. Myself, Pratham Taneja from Hansraj College. Today, we are back with three exciting sessions. First, we are going to start with a session on LinkedIn, followed by a session on basics of Photoshop, and lastly, a session on personal interview and group discussion. Before we actually begin with the session, I would request you all to switch on your videos and be super interactive. In case you have any queries, please feel free to drop them in the chat box side by side, which we shall take up at the end of session.
Hello everyone, I'm Naman Garg, pursuing economics honors from Hansraj College. Okay, so let's start with our first session. This time we will take you on a LinkedIn walkthrough. Here we will be covering what LinkedIn is, why is it useful, how you can get started with it, and lastly, how you can benefit from it. So before we start this session, I would like to know from you guys what you know about LinkedIn, and also how many of you are on LinkedIn right now. You can either unmute yourself or also write your answers in the chat box. Guys, I would like you to be interactive in this session. So if you know anything about LinkedIn, you can tell us by unmuting yourself or maybe just typing it in the chat box. Okay, so Karthik is saying a platform for professional work. Okay. Anyone else who wants to add on something to what Karthik is saying? Okay, Chetna is saying that LinkedIn is a platform where we can find jobs in different companies, create our own profile by adding our skills. Okay. Asta is saying professional platforms where we can get internships. It is a platform you can get internships. Anjali is saying networking. Okay. So yeah, you all are on a right track, but let me explain it further. So basically, in quite simple words, LinkedIn is another social networking channel like Facebook or Instagram. It is also sometimes called the professional Facebook. Why? Because it is a platform that is mainly used for professional networking. However, what exactly is professional networking? We'll come back to that later. So LinkedIn allows you to display your skills, your expertise, your education, and all the new opportunities that you took. In short, it keeps you updated on the professional world. Now, the question that comes is why you should be on LinkedIn and how it can help you. So as I said that it is a platform to highlight your skills and expertise, this means that it is your professional identity. It helps you in your personal branding. And without a doubt, personal branding is very important in this world. Why? Because this is what differentiates you from the herd. It allows you to build trust with a prospective client and prospective employer. LinkedIn also allows students to find internships, and it allows job seekers to connect with recruiters. Now that you are out of school or whenever you will be in 1 or 2 years, you want to get internships, right? Basically to get experience, and that is where this platform will help you a lot. There are various professionals on present on LinkedIn. They regularly share job updates, career tips, workshops, courses, etc. And you will have access to all of this when you get active on LinkedIn. So yes, it is somewhat like other social media platforms, but it is so much different at the same time. And you will get to know all about this in the later part of the presentation. Okay. So now we'll come on to this very interesting game. This will bust all the myths that you might have regarding LinkedIn. So as you can see on your screen that there are few statements in front of you. We'll go one by one and you have to guess if these are myths or facts. Okay, so let's start with the first statement. It says LinkedIn is only needed if you are looking for a job. What do you guys think? Whether this statement is a myth or a fact? LinkedIn is only needed if you are looking for a job. Vibha is saying it is a myth. Okay, Vibha. Anjali, Pooja, Asta, they are saying it's myth. So yes, you guys are correct. This surely is a myth. Students who are not interested in getting a job right now can still be on LinkedIn. We can do a lot of other things like connect with people, learn from their experiences, share our opinions, and build a strong personal brand. And even if you're not looking for a job right now, there's a high possibility that through LinkedIn, your dream job will find you. Okay, so let's move on to the next statement. Your LinkedIn profile is an online resume. What do you guys think about this statement? Whether it's a myth or a fact? Chetna is saying it's a fact. Aditi is saying it's fact. Pooja is saying it's a fact. Okay, so all of does anyone think that it's a myth? Okay, Prapti is saying facts. Okay, so let me tell you guys, this is a myth. It is not a fact. So I'll tell you why. Because many people find it hard to explain the difference between your resume and LinkedIn profile. Surely, you can include your career history and key accomplishments on LinkedIn, and that is important. But it is more than just your informative display. LinkedIn is also a great content hub and a personal branding powerhouse. You can write articles to share your knowledge and build credibility in your industry. You can even follow inspiring leaders to keep your mind fresh, positive, and up to date with the latest industry knowledge. So this point is a myth, and LinkedIn is far more than just your online resume. Okay, so now let's move on to the next statement. 28% of overall ad audience on LinkedIn are below 25 years old. What do you guys think? Pooja is saying that it is a myth. Okay. Anyone else? Fact, maybe. Okay. So yes, Vibha, you are correct. This is a fact. This is one of the few platforms where the number of people above 25 are higher as compared to other social media platforms like Instagram, where people below 25 are the majority. Okay, so the next point is only accept requests from people you know. What do you guys think about this statement? It is a myth. Okay, according to Pooja, it's a myth. Anyone else who thinks the same? Okay, myth. So yes, guys, it is a myth. Although LinkedIn advises its members to accept invitations from the people they know. But is this really the best advice to build your network? No, this is not. In reality, LinkedIn is a networking platform to connect with like-minded people. And just because you haven't had the chance to meet these people yet doesn't mean that you should deny their requests. So yeah, this statement is a myth. Okay, so the next point is your LinkedIn headline is your current job title. What do you guys think about this statement? And for those who don't know what a headline is, it is basically like your Instagram bio only that appears just below your name. So what do you guys think? Whether this statement is a myth or fact? Pooja is saying it is a myth. Then Instagram. Yes, I'll come to that. Do you guys want to explain why this is a myth? Okay, so I'll explain it. The LinkedIn headline is, yeah, you are all are correct. This is a myth. The LinkedIn headline is the most overlooked section of any LinkedIn profile, and by default, LinkedIn makes your headline your current job title. But we all know that sometimes your standard job title doesn't convey what you are actually doing and how you are delivering your value. So you can add all these things here, but also make sure that those words are creating an impact. Think about creating something which is unique, which you can add here. So yeah, it is not always about your current job title. Okay, the next point is LinkedIn is available in 25 languages. So whether it's a myth or fact? Fact. Okay. You guys can also unmute yourself and speak. Okay, Vibha saying it's fact. So yeah, this is a fact. LinkedIn now has over 500 million users and it operates in over 200 countries. So as the number of users increases on LinkedIn, so does the number of languages. Okay, so the next point is there are secret features that get unlocked when you hit 500 connections. What do you guys think about this statement? Um, so yeah, Pooja is saying it's a fact. Okay. Pooja, can you explain why do you think it's a fact? Okay, so let me explain it for you. This is a myth. It is not a fact. LinkedIn stops displaying the number of connections you have after 500, but nothing else happens once you go beyond. So yeah, this statement is a fact. This statement is a myth. Okay, so let's move on to the last statement. I can only message people I'm connected to. Fact. Okay. Pooja is saying it's a fact. So yes. Okay. Yeah. So no, Pooja, this is a myth. You can message people if you are using a LinkedIn Premium account, and you can also message members who are in the same group as you are. So this is not a fact. This statement is also a myth. Now I will hand it over to Pratham.
Thank you, Naman. I will take up from here. As Naman elaborated the benefits of having a LinkedIn profile, you might be interested in making your own presence on LinkedIn. For those who are new and want to set up a LinkedIn account, don't worry, we have got it covered for you. I will make the task easier by stepwise explaining to start up a LinkedIn profile. And for those who already have a LinkedIn profile, will learn how to optimize your profile. The very first step in this process is simple, like you make your Instagram or Facebook account. Similarly, you need to make your LinkedIn account after downloading LinkedIn application. While signing up, you need to enter your Gmail ID and set up a password for it. After signing in, your LinkedIn ID is created. The next step is to optimize your LinkedIn profile by adding all the essentials of a LinkedIn profile. These are a profile picture. You need to add a very professional profile picture to your LinkedIn profile as it is the first impression to the professionals present there. Headline. A LinkedIn headline is a short description that appears right below your name. It is the first thing that gets noticed by the visitors when they land on your profile. It tells visitors about the strengths and prime skills. It gives them a good reason to connect with you. Therefore, you need to put up a lot of efforts to choose correct headline for your profile. Summary. LinkedIn summary can be very crucial in providing you a distinguishing edge over others. By presenting your profession and personal accomplishments, a summary can be used as a branding tool by highlighting all your unique qualities and exposures. It sets you apart from others. If you have any queries in this, you can ask. You can type in chat box or you can even unmute. So now let's observe these elements in the profile of Bill Gates. In this profile, we see that it carries a very professional profile picture. Also, the headline, co-chair of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is a very apt headline. Next portion is experience. Experience section of your LinkedIn profile gives readers information. Next portion is experience. Experience section of your LinkedIn profile gives reader information about their past and current job roles. Here, you have the opportunity to describe each of your previous role in detail, unlike a CV, where you need to be selective about the information you include. The description section briefly describes the employer, listing your key duties or responsibilities and any achievements in the role. Let's have a look at this experience. What do you think? Is it a properly structured? You can unmute or even type in chat box.
Guys, it would be great if you could interact.
My question is, what do you think? Is it a properly structured? Guys, please feel free to unmute yourself. Great, Karthik. Anyone else? Okay, Pooja. Great. So let me explain it to you. No, it does not. While it describes the employer quite well, the description of your role in organization and your achievement is missing. So don't do that. So next is the education section. Your education section says a lot about you, especially to the potential employer and your former classmates who are looking for you to reconnect. Keep it professional with the school, colleges, and university, which really matters and relate to your profession. While adding a school or college name in education section, enter any extracurricular activities you participated while attending that school. The activities in society's text box. Enter any awards or honors you received from the school or college in the description. You can also add a photo, video, or link to showcase your proud moments while attending the school. Accomplishments. It is a place where you can showcase all your hard-earned accomplishments till date to the potential professionals and visitors. But please don't over-exaggerate yourself in order to stand unique among others. What do you think about this education section? Is it well structured? You can type your answers in chat box or you can even unmute. My question to you is, what do you think about this education section? Is it well structured?
Guys, you can make a guess if you are not aware of the answer.
Okay, Pooja. No. Okay, Manav. Anyone else? Guys, you can even unmute also. Okay, Sogra. Okay, Ayansh. So, let me explain it to you. while it mentions the activities in societies, participation, awards, and honors directly in a correct manner. Here, the pictures and documents related to these mentioned activities are not added. You should add them so it looks complete and reliable, though it is not mandatory, but yes, advisable. So, LinkedIn offers you to add accomplishments in 9 different sections. As you can see on your screen, this profile has 5 accomplishments. These sections are certificate. Here you can add certifications if you have received any. Course, there are various add-on course one can do, you can add them here. Honors and awards, which you have accomplished in your academic and other sphere, you can showcase them here. Language that your profession tell can be showcased here. Publication, if your name is associated with any publication, be it research, literary work, etc., it can be showcased here. Test score, any test score which you have received, you can showcase them here also. So basically, I would like to show you some of the impactful LinkedIn profile which according to us are necessary to show you. So before that, let me ask, have you heard anything about Mr. Ankur Wariko, or have you read about him somewhere? Okay, Vibha. Yes. Okay, Pooja. Okay, Prapti. Vibha, can you please explain what do you know about Mr. Ankur Wariko? You can even unmute also.
Actually, I have seen his videos on YouTube. Like he guides about lot of things, investing in young age, and lots of life lessons.
Great, great, great. Anyone else? Prapti? Pooja? Okay, so Mr. Ankur Warikoo is a famous entrepreneur who founded Nearby, and also he's a public speaker delivering impactful speeches at various platforms like TEDx. Mr. Ankur Warikoo is also an angel investor. Can you tell me one of the interesting element of Mr. Ankur Warikoo profile? Apart from his headline or his education. So I can observe that there is a huge number of followers. Profile picture seems exciting. Okay, Vibha. There's a huge number of followers. The reason of such a high number is that he's focusing on optimizing his LinkedIn profile. The way he represents his LinkedIn profile, showcasing his achievements, his success till now, his education, and various other elements attract the viewers. So the next profile which I will show you is that of Miss Tanya Bell. But you must be wondering why I am showing a profile of a recent SRCC undergraduate student as an impactful profile. Yes, Tanya mainly focuses on talking about life, college, LinkedIn, personal development, and she posts them at regular intervals. The way she represented her past and present working is the main takeaway from her account. Now, I would like Suchit to take the session forward from here.
Thank you, Pratham. So, our next topic is networking. Networking is the process of exchanging information and ideas among people with a common profession or some special interest. In other words, it can be said that it is the process of making connections and building relationships. It is truly said that your network is your net worth. It is one of the most important things that you must not miss at any point in your life. One thing I would like to ask from you all, what according to you makes your followers on Instagram and other social networking sites different from your LinkedIn profile? I repeat, what makes your followers on Instagram and other social networking sites different from your LinkedIn profile? You can unmute yourself or even type in chat box. What, according to you, makes your followers on Instagram and other social networking sites different from your LinkedIn profile?
Students, please respond or write in the chat box.
Yes, man, you are correct. Your Snapchat and Instagram network is just a casual, informal way of networking. 90% of the time, you are not getting any professional benefits from those followers. That is what makes LinkedIn different. Here, you can connect with your professionals, seniors, industrial leaders, or sometimes even CEOs that will surely help in your career one way or the another. Now, let us discuss why professional networking is important. So, when companies post positions online, LinkedIn is based on some algorithms that match them to the perfect candidates. These algorithms search for various keywords as well as the number of first degree connections that you have on LinkedIn. If your profile is strong and your connections are in right order, you are placed at the top of the search results of recruiters and hiring managers. This is one reason why LinkedIn is popular for employees as well as job seekers. So if you are successful in making right connections, there are so many benefits that you can get. Firstly, you will stay up to date and informed. You can ask questions and get advices. You will be able to provide feedbacks and collaborate with your prospect. Also, if you are a freelancer, you can even get potential clients. And of course, the most important one, getting job opportunities and internship opportunities is always there. Moving on to next slide, we will move to LinkedIn networking hacks. Remember, LinkedIn is one of the most best platform you can get on for professional networking. And the following tips will surely come in handy. So the first step is to complete your profile. This is the first and foremost step. Everything should be put clearly, starting from your profile picture to your experience section. But remember, your completing your profile is not just a one-time task. You should keep it updating regularly, like new internships you are joining, awards you received, or new projects that you are undertaking. Next step is to connect with individuals. Not just connecting with individuals, but connecting with right individuals is important. So, what do you think? Why connecting with right people is important? Please unmute yourself.
Because that will help you find right opportunities.
Yes, Veba, you are perfectly correct. Uh, as you all know, social media is full of bots and profiles that are solely focused on pushing a sale. This makes people reluctant to accept connection requests which are outside their domain of expertise. The best way to impress your target audience is to have the right set of people in your connections. You can start it by building your foundational network, identify who you want to connect with. You can start it with your friends, your family members, co-workers, or even your classmates. A solid foundation network will help in increasing your credibility. Once your foundational network is set, you can move on to expand your network. LinkedIn is far more than your friends and family. There is a section which LinkedIn provides called People You May Know. You can connect with your alumni, seniors, or people who work in the company you want to work with. All these people will surely help you in one way or the another. You will get to learn a lot from their experiences. Next step is to join LinkedIn groups. Just like Facebook, there are many groups on LinkedIn. The ideal way is to start by being a member of those groups that you feel can add value to your networking. Make sure that you use this as an opportunity to research the trends. Then start with conversations with a broader set of audience. Next step is to personalize connection request. Does anyone know what personalized connection request shows? Like, what is the benefit of using personalized connection request? Anyone who would like to answer? Yes, man, you are correct. But that's not the main feature of personalized connection request. So there is nothing better than a personalized connection request, and it explains what you do and why you want to connect with your prospect. Also, it shows that you are not just randomly connecting with people on LinkedIn, but you are taking your enough time to know who the person is and you really want to connect with them. You can add your brief intro, how you know that person, and why you are looking forward to connect with your prospect in the description box. Last hack is to consume and share content. You can find abundance of valuable content on LinkedIn and a lot of career opportunities if you are connecting with right people. You will know about market trends, real life experiences, and career advices. Don't ever stop yourself from commenting on those posts. Commenting is a very solid LinkedIn tool to get your profile a greater reach. Moving on to next slide. You can also post content of your own too, just like you saw the profile of Miss Tanya. Anything you want to share your views on, LinkedIn is a great platform to start with. You can post about your journey and your experiences. This helps in personal branding. Also, you can even post about your experiences in Adhyayan 2022, what all you learned and how it will benefit you. Next, we will move on to the part where you can learn from the experiences of others. Take a minute to read what is there on your screens. I think you just got a gist. As you can see, there are thousands of people like Tanya or Saurabh on LinkedIn who regularly share their learning experiences. Here, you can see live stories of people like you and me who post on daily basis. And in my opinion, these are much more inspiring for us. This is one added advantage of LinkedIn for sure. Now I would like Naman to take over from here.
Yeah, thank you, Sujit. Okay, so now I will tell you how you can approach recruiters on LinkedIn. So the first and foremost step is to prepare a message draft that you want to send as an invite message. Remember that the message should be concise and in the most summarized way, because you are not drafting an essay about yourself. Also, you need to be smart with your approach. It is advisable to search about the company on the website before you approach their recruiters on LinkedIn. And the last and the final step is to back your message with important points. For example, if I'm writing a 5 to 6 line message to someone with whom I want to connect, I will back that message with my important skills, my experience, and what I'm looking forward to. Okay, so now the things that you should strictly avoid while writing or reaching out to the recruiters. Firstly, do not send the message talking about yourself. Remember, you are not writing an essay. Second, Do not send short messages like saying hi or hello. You're not communicating on WhatsApp or Instagram. It is a professional networking site. So you must write a 5 to 6 line message and do not be rude. You must be very polite because your message will be your first impression on the recruiter. Also, do not send the message without proofreading because even a single mistake can be taken up by the recruiter for rejecting your message. Also, do not be generic. Catch the attention of the recruiter and do not directly copy paste your message from Google. And the last pro tip from our side will be that while approaching recruiters on LinkedIn, avoid writing big paragraphs. Write something which is catchy and meaningful with a clear objective in mind. Avoid writing phrases like, please help me get a job or something like that. Write something that indirectly conveys to the recruiter that you are reaching out to them to find an internship or a job opportunity. Okay, so next, as you can see that there are two images on this slide. On the left side, there is an internship opportunity floated by Ms. Anjali Patel, an HR executive at MyWays. See how beautifully she has explained the internship details, duration of the internship, the stipend structure, where is it located, and the perks available to interns like us. Also, you can use LinkedIn to participate in competitions. For example, on the right side, as you can see that Neenv has floated an opportunity to participate in their game competition, Imperium. Next, you can see that the founder and CEO of MyWays have floated a job opportunity on LinkedIn. Previously, we saw that there was an internship opportunity floated by MyWays. This time it is a job opportunity. And on the right side, Mr. Rahul Maheshwari is telling that Google is opening its campus in Bangalore. And for that purpose, he's hiring a batch of 100 students for the junior role. Okay, so now I have a question for you all. What do you guys know about freelancing? What do you think freelancing is? You can unmute yourself or write your answers in the chat box. You must have heard about freelancing somewhere. So what do you guys think? What freelancing is? Manav say freelancer has no time issue for the work. Okay, it's not a full-time job. Okay, Man say it's not a full-time job. Okay. Kind of self-employment. Okay. So Asta says self-employed and not employed by any company. Yeah, you guys are partially correct. Okay, so let me explain it further what a freelancer is. A freelance independent worker who earns wages on a per job or a per task basis. It's typically for a short-term work. Freelancing is relatively new and popular concept in which employees work on their own, as you said, and on the projects of their own choice. Okay, so now we are going to do a small activity in which I will read out a few statements and you have to tell whether these statements are freelancing or not. So the first statement is writing articles for blogs and magazines. What do you guys think? Whether this is freelancing or not? Guys, you can write your answers in the chat box. Even if you don't know the answer, you can make a guess. Like, what do you think? Writing articles for magazines and blog is freelancing or not? Vibha said, yes, it can be. Aman says, yes. Okay. So yes, you guys are correct. This is freelancing. You can take up writing projects as a freelancer, such as writing for blogs or magazines. So yeah, this is freelancing. Okay, now the second statement is working part-time in a restaurant. What do you guys think? No. Yeah, you all are saying no. So yes, all of you are correct. It is not freelancing because working part-time is not similar to working on a per task or a per job basis. So yeah, you guys are correct. This is not freelancing. Okay, so let's move on to the third statement. Working as a creative designer for a marketing campaign. What do you guys think about this statement? Yes, okay. If I say it's yes, okay, yeah. Yes, you guys are correct. This is freelancing. Okay, so first let me explain what a creative designer is. A creative designer is someone who uses their skills to promote businesses, to create marketing materials like logos, website banners, labels, and other designs. So here, the creative designer is working on a project that is designing a marketing campaign, and that is why it is freelancing. Okay, so let's move on to the fourth statement, working as a HR manager at Mahindra. What do you guys think? An HR manager at Mahindra? No. Okay. So yeah, guys, yeah, you all are correct. It is not freelancing. Why? Because again, it is a regular employment, which is not similar to working on a per task or per job basis. So yeah, this is not freelancing. Okay, let's move on to the fifth statement. Working with Softail, a software company, for translation of its web pages in Urdu language. What do you guys think? Yes, if for only this project. Okay. Yeah, Vibha. Yes. So yeah, he said it is freelancing because here the person is working with Softail on a project. He's not regularly employed in this company. He's basically working on a project, and that is why it is freelancing. Okay, so let's move on to the last statement, working in a coaching class as an economics teacher. No. So yeah, you all are correct. Again, this is not freelancing because working in coaching class is regular employment and not freelance. Okay, so now let's see how you can get clients on LinkedIn if you are a freelancer. First of all, you need to tell people that you are a freelancer. And basically, you need to sell your services in the summary section of a profile. You need to hunt for projects in your niche. You need to selectively take impactful projects in your domain. Also, you need to showcase yourself through the skills section and ask for endorsements from your clients. Clients won't walk to you, so you have to search for them. And for that, you need to be really active on LinkedIn. Also, you need to have good relationships with your clients and ask for referrals from them. You need to actively look for the newest opportunities and clients and connect with individuals who need your skills and expertise. Practicing these, you will be able to approach clients for freelancing through LinkedIn very easily. Yeah, so that is all from our end, guys. Thank you for being in this session. Also, we would request you to be in this meeting as we are going to start with the next session very soon. That is the basis of Photoshop.
I think we can begin with the interactive activity if you're ready.
Yeah.
I am sharing the screen in 1 minute.
Guys, so as suggested yesterday, we did not want that today, becomes overwhelming for you since we have 3 sessions. So we'll be having 2 small activities after like this session and the next session so that we can freshen up for the next one.
So, before we start our next session, let's play a small game. In this game, we will show a set of 4 pictures, and from these pictures, you would have to identify a word. So, let's start with the first set of picture. Okay, so after seeing these 4 photos, can you guys guess the word that relate to these pictures? Guys, you can type in chat box or you can even unmute. Okay, Ayansh.
Guys, you can be really interactive during this one because this is a very light game.
Any more guesses, guys? Prem, okay. Prem Ratan Dhan Payo. Guys, but it's just one word, 4 letters. Okay, Astha, okay, Zahir. Guys, answer is Prem.
Yes.
Yes, Mujib, you are correct. Next, please. So, 7 letters, one English word. Guys, unmute yourself, please. Okay, Vibha. Okay, Ayaman. Okay, Abhas, great. So, सबके गेस ठीक है. आंसर इज फैक्ट्री. So, this is a thing that happens all the time, especially on birthdays and anniversary. चलो एक हिंट देते हैं. दिस इज अ हिंदी वर्ड. पार्टी. ओके. सरप्राइज. ग्रेट. गाना. ओके. हिंदी वर्ड. यस. यस, प्राची, हिंदी वर्ड. गाना, म्यूजिक. ठीक. ओके, आयमान. ओके, प्राची. यस. भूलना. सेकंड पिक्चर यार. भूल जाना. 7 letters, reality. एक हिंट, हमें किसी को भी ये चीज पसंद नहीं है. वर्चुअल. ओके. वर्चुअल. जी मीट. गाइस, यू कैन इवन अनम्यूट. इनफॉर्मली है ये, सो कर सकते हो. प्लीज फील फ्री. मीटिंग मीटिंग मीटिंग. ओके. सो आंसर इज क्लासेस.
सर व्हाट्सएप पे कौन सी क्लासेस होती हैं?
व्हाट्सएप पे नोट्स आते हैं क्लासेस के.
ओके.
लिंक्स आते हैं गूगल मीट के.
You're very lucky अगर तुम्हारे नहीं आते. हमारे तो आते हैं.
बाकी तो आते हैं. So good job, guys. So we will starting with our next session in a while. So please stay here only. Thank you from our end.
Do we have Anushka here?
Yes,
just give me a minute. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, sure.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So hi everyone, I would like to welcome you all in the basic session of the Photoshop, in which we will be covering the basics of Photoshop and making you familiar with the interface of the Photoshop. I, Anushka, will be your trainer for this session. So, before beginning with the session, let me make you clear with a few ground rules for the smooth conduction of the session. So, you can unmute yourselves and can ask for any queries or even write the queries in the chat box, and we will get back to you from there itself. But it will be more preferable if you unmute yourselves and then ask the queries, because I'm sharing my screen and I won't be able to see the chat box so frequently. So you guys should better unmute for answering any queries. Then I will request you all to simultaneously practice the things taught in the session so that you can understand it clearly. And there is no need to worry, we will go slow for the better and clear clarity. But it is a sincere request that please put your full attention and focus for the better understanding of the concepts that I will be telling you in the session today. So the session will be basically more of poster specific, so you all can create a basic poster and advance into the complicacies of the Photoshop. So before beginning with the Photoshop, I would like to ask you all if you have heard anything about the Photoshop or about graphic designing. You guys can unmute yourselves or even write in the chat box.
It's an app that is used for making and editing posters.
Okay, you are right. Anybody else? Okay, so yes, basically Photoshop is a software created by Adobe to edit the pictures and create your basic Photoshop posters and moving into the advanced level. So I guess now we should jump into the session. And now I will be talking about the basic interface of the Photoshop. So let's start with the right side. So as you can see my screen on the right, we have the color panel. In the color panel, we have the different colors that we can choose to apply or to add to our layers. Then we have the swatches panel besides the color panel. In the swatches panel, we can see all the colors which we have previously used in our posters. So if you want already used in the previous workings, you can directly go to the swatches panel and you can choose from that. Then we have the patterns and the gradient panel. These both panels are not widely used, so as of now we can skip them. Then we will go down and here we can see the properties panel. In the properties panels, we are basically provided with the different properties of the text as well as the shape tool that we will be using in the further session. So I will show you that when we will add text and basic shapes to our poster. In the adjustment panel, we can adjust the contrast, saturation, lighting of the photo, and we're gonna also dive into it later as we go ahead with our session. Similarly, the libraries panel is also not widely used as much in the basic session. It is a thing which will be more used in the intermediary session. So we're gonna skip it for the basic session. Now we're gonna move to the slightly left. Here we can see the layers panel. This is the most important panel of all because it is the accumulation of all the work that we have done in the Photoshop. And without the layer panel, none can be done. So we will get all the workings that we will be simultaneously doing in the Photoshop. And besides the layer panel, we have the history panel. In the history panel, we can go into the history panel to undo anything which we have created in the initial. Basically, it's a kind of a panel which works as a control plus Z shortcut key. So function of both control plus Z and the history panel is same, that we can go to our previous work. I hope the right side of the interface of the Photoshop is clear to you guys. If there is any doubt about the right side, you can unmute yourselves or can write down in the chat box. You can say yes if everything is clear to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so now we will be moving to the left side and I will be making you aware about the various tools of the Photoshop. So as I hover my cursor around the move tool, what is visible to me or to you guys on the screen? Basically, there is the name of the tool written along with the shortcut keys the tool. For example, I am hovering my cursor around the move tool, so I can see the name of the tool written on my screen, and the shortcut key for that tool is V. And similarly, it also tells the function of that tool. For example, move tool is used to make a selection in a layer, or it is basically used to move a layer. Similarly, if we go to rectangular marquee tool, the shortcut key for the rectangular marquee tool is M, and the function of this tool is that it makes a selection in the shape of a rectangle. So similarly, as we move on to the different tools, as we hover our cursor around the different tools, we can see the name of the tool along with the shortcut key that it represents, as well as the definition of that tool. So you guys know that Photoshop is very user friendly. We can adjust the interface of the Photoshop according to our own workings. Like I want to bring my history panel from here to this side, so I can simply put it here. And you can similarly do the changes according to your own preference. So once you will be more familiar with working in the Photoshop, you can adjust it or redesign it according to your own convenience. So I will bring back my history panel besides the layer panels only, so that it is easier for me to do the workings. Now we will be adding a new layer or a new preset into the Photoshop, so that we can start with our working of creating a basic poster. So for doing that, we need to just go up in the menu box and we need to click upon the option of file. In the option of file, what we are supposed to do is that we need to either click upon Control press N or just select the option of new. So a big default box must be visible to you guys on the screen, in which we can see the option of recents. So basically, recents contain all the previous presets which I have used in my working or creating of posters. Similarly, if we go to the photo section, we can see the different default photo sizes, which includes the landscape, portrait, etc. Then we will jump on to the print option. In the print option, the mostly and widely used dimensions of the posters are available to us, like A5, A4, A3. These are widely used posters that are basically put on the social handles like Instagram, LinkedIn, and etc. Now we're gonna go to the art and illustration. In the art and illustration, we can see the pixel grids like the posters, postcards. It is also basically not widely used section, so we can just simply skip it. And similarly, web is also not used as much until and unless you want to create a poster in the format or in the dimension of a web, then you can basically go here. Similarly, if you want to create the poster...
Sorry to interrupt, Anushka. I think you can go a bit slow and keep asking if everyone's following or not.
Yeah, sure, okay. So if anybody is having any doubt as of now, you guys can unmute and ask to me anytime. Should I move ahead?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, if you want to create a poster with the interface of an iPhone or a mobile, the mobile tab option is basically for this purpose. It contains all the presets of the iPhone and iPad and etc. Similarly, film and video section contains the presets which are for basically purpose of creating the posters in the film and the video area. So this tab is also not that widely used. So we're gonna again go back to our print section and then select the A3 kind of preset And now what we're gonna see is that we're gonna show our workings. Firstly, we need to go on the right side and we're gonna change the name or give a name to our preset. So for example, I want to give the name it as poster. Now, down here you can see the width and height of the poster, and besides that you can see the various dimensions like pixels, inches, centimeters, millimeters, etc. So we will work in the millimeters and we are supposed to not change it. We're going to keep it like this only. So now I want to work in a A3 size poster but in a landscape mode. So now we will learn that how can we switch from portrait to landscape and vice versa. So for switching up to the portrait to landscape mode, here you can see the option of orientation, right? So all you guys need to do is just click upon this landscape mode, or either you can do that, you can change the width and height. You can possibly put 297 here and 420 here. So by putting this, you can see the poster which is A3, but it is what portrait, in a portrait mode is created. So now we're gonna go back. And now again, we go on a file option and then we're gonna click upon the new. And then again, we're gonna go on the print option and create A3. So now you guys know how to create a poster in the landscape and the portrait mode. So I'm gonna simply select the landscape one. And if we are talking about the resolution, so basically it is showing the default resolution of 300, but such high resolution is not required by us because we are making the posters for purpose of putting it on the social media platforms. So for that purpose, only 72 resolution will work. And yes, if we are creating the posters that needed to get print or something like that, then we need to put the resolution of 300. Rest every setting like pixels and inches and color mode and background contents will remain the same. And now we are going to click upon create. So as you guys can see, a poster in the form of A3 size, that too a landscape mode, is visible in the front of your screen. If you guys have any doubt till now, you guys can unmute or write your queries in the chat box. So I hope there are no doubts from your side. So I guess we should move forward. So now I will be explaining you about the background layer. So assume you are a painter and you have a canvas. So if you paint anything on the canvas, that thing is irremovable. You cannot remove that thing, or you cannot go back to the previous thing. So background layer is simply like a canvas to us. We cannot undo the changes that we have already made in that background layer. So it is always suggested that you should work upon a new layer which works as a transparent sheet upon the background layer. Why I'm saying so, I will illustrate this with the help of example in the further proceedings of the session. But as of now, you should understand the point, that is background layer is like of a canvas. We cannot undo the changes that we have made on the background layer, and therefore it is always suggested that we should add a new layer upon our background layer. Of course, we can go back to the things that we have done in the background layer from the history panel, but still it is always suggested that to add a new layer upon the background layer. Now, what we are gonna do, we're gonna add our new layer to our background layer. For adding a new layer to our background layer, you need to go down in the layers panel and click upon this plus sign contained inside a box. And when I hover around this sign, it is showing create a new layer. So you guys just simply need to click upon it and the new will be created. As you can see in the layer panel, layer 1 is shown. It means a new layer has been created upon the background layer. Now we can work upon this layer as it has provided a transparent sheet upon our canvas, that is background. So I hope you guys have now known how to add a new layer to our background. So moving further, now I'm gonna discuss about the various tools or show you the working of the tools which are basically required in the making of a basic poster in the Photoshop. So we will be starting with these two squares which are visible to us in the color of black and red. When we hover our cursor around the first one, it is showing set foreground color. And when I hover around my cursor on the second one, it is showing me the background color. So basically, we are provided with these two colors because, for example, if you need to create the multiple posters and you want the multiple colors to get added upon them, so for our own convenience, the Photoshop has provided us with the two colors so that it is convenient for us to choose between two of them, and we need not to go on the color panel or again and again to select the multiple colors. So for filling the colors in the layer, we have 4 steps. So please pay focus upon these 4 steps as to how to add or how to fill the color in the layer. First step is that, basically before telling the steps to fill the color, there is a arrow which is showing switch background color and the foreground color. So if I click upon the arrows, you can see that foreground colors and background color are interchanging among themselves. So yes, you can change it according to your preference and convenience. And basically the foreground color is chosen as the default color. So the first step of adding the color to the layer is we need to just simply go on the paint bucket tool, and the shortcut key for the paint bucket tool is G. We need to just simply click upon the paint bucket tool and we need to bring it to our layer and just select or press the right key. So as you can see, the black color, which is the default and the foreground color, has been added to our layer. Similarly, if we want to add the background color, which is red, all we can do is just click upon these arrows and the foreground and the background color gonna interchange among themselves. And now we can simply add red as our default foreground color. And if you want to go back on the black, then I'm going to show you this through our history panel. We can go to the previous step, and from history panel also you can go back to the color which you have previously chosen. So this was the first step of adding the color to the layer. The second step of adding the color to the layer is, let me first go to the new layer, and then the second step of adding the color to the layer is for adding the listen carefully, for adding the foreground color. All you need to do is press Alt plus backspace. The shortcut key of filling the foreground color is Alt plus backspace, and the shortcut key for filling the background color is Control plus backspace. So just example, I want to fill the foreground color. I gonna press Alt plus backspace. So you guys can see foreground color has been filled in the layer. Similarly, if I want to fill the background color shortcut key is Control plus backspace. So simply we gonna press Control plus backspace, and here you can see the background color has been filled in the layer. So this was the second step of adding the or filling the color in the layer. Okay, so now we're gonna again go back to our new layer from the history panel. Now, the third step of adding the color to the layer is you can simply press Shift plus backspace. You can see a default box coming onto your screen in which you can see the contents, like you can choose between the foreground color or the background color. For example, I choose background color and press OK. So my background color as visible in the screen was black, so it got filled as black. So this was basically the third step, which states that all you need to do is press the shortcut key Shift plus backspace. A default box will be opened up on your screen. From that you can choose as to fill what color, foreground or background, and then you can simply click on OK. And the final and the last step for filling the color in the layer is, all you guys need to do is go down in the layer panel. click upon the semi color which is half shaded, which is showing create a new layer or add a fill into the layer. All you need to do is just click upon the solid color. You guys do not need to change or click upon any other option. All you need to do is just click on the solid color, select it, add any color of your preference and do OK. This was the fourth and final step of adding the color to the layers. I hope all the 4 steps which I taught you as to how to add the color to a layer is clear. If there is any query or you want me to repeat any step, please unmute yourselves and you can say so or even write in the chat box.
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. So by moving ahead, now we're gonna work with brush tool. So now if talking about the features of the brush tool, all we need to do is go to the upper panel and here we can see the different sizes of the brush tool as well as the hardness. Sizes means as to how much bigger or smaller stroke of brush we want, and down here we are given the different options for the brush tool like soft round, soft round pressure size, hard round pressure size and so many more. So I am selecting here soft round pressure size and I'm gonna keep the size of my brush as 291 pixels and I'm gonna just simply select it and I'm gonna just paint. So okay, and the another function which we can see on the upper menu bar is the mode. As of now in the basic session of the Photoshop, you are suggested to keep it as normal and shouldn't touch it. And then if talking about the opacity, if we want to increase the opacity, then we need to just do 100. And flow does what? Flow does simply reduces the flow of the stroke of the brush. Like I reduced the flow to 66 as you all can see. So now if I gonna paint it, so you can see it is happening very slowly as compared to the first one. So if we want to change the opacity of our brush stroke, all we can do is go to the right opacity master panel and just from here we can change the opacity. Like we can simply do it to 57%. It has been very light, the opacity has been changed. Again, I want to increase it to the 100%. So this was that. And similarly, fill is also the same thing, that it reduces the opacity. Though opacity and fill are two different concepts in the different layers, but as we are in the basic session of the Photoshop, you can consider it as the same thing. So basically this was all about the brush tool. Now I'm gonna again go back. Now we will talk about the rectangular marquee tool. The shortcut key used for the rectangular marquee tool is M, and the purpose of it is to make a selection in the shape of a rectangle. For example, previously we have learned to add the color to our layer. So, for example, if you don't want to add color to the whole part of the layer and only you want to add the color to just a proportion of a layer, what you can do? So all you need to do is just simply create a selection in the form of a rectangle. And if I told you, like for adding the background color, all we need to do is press Ctrl plus backspace. So I pressed it and the background color has been added to this selection. And to deselect this, all I need to do is just press Ctrl plus D, or even I can go to the option of select and from here I will reselect it. And another way of deselecting is just to press deselect or Ctrl plus D from here. So now I will show you how we can move this selection to any side of the poster. See, this selection is very much movable, right? Why this is because we have added a new layer to our background layer. If we wouldn't have added a new layer to our background layer, then this selected part won't be movable. I will show you that thing also so that it is clear to you guys. I'm gonna go back to my new initial layer, which is my background layer. I just gonna make it as new layer. And now I'm gonna create a selection in it. And now I'm gonna fill it with the foreground color. and now I'm gonna deselect it by pressing the Ctrl plus D. See, now if I want to move this layer, I won't be able to move this. See, you can see, right? I'm not able to move this. The whole transparent sheet is moving along with it. This is because the background layer acts as a canvas for us, and we cannot move the things which we have done on our background layer. So we always are preferred to use or add a new layer upon the background layer for the easy movability of the things. Now again, we're gonna go to our, now again, we're gonna add a new layer so that it is easy for us to work upon our background layer. So till now, if you guys have any doubt in the functioning of any of the tool, you can unmute yourself or can drop your query in the chat box. Guys, you need to be more interactive, because it is a kind of a practical session. So
Yeah, please, students, if you are listening and if students have put in efforts, please be responsive and interact.
so can I move further if everything is clear to you guys? At least say yes or no.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Okay. So now we
Anushka, we have a query. Siddharth wants you to repeat the last step again.
last step has
Specify?
to, be specific. Can I get a response?
I think you can repeat the last thing.
Okay, I will repeat the functioning.
Also, I would request you to cover for moving the selection, you were continuously hovering on the move tool and the other tool, so you can emphasize on that part as well, like they have to select the tools every time.
Basically I told, right, for selecting a tool, all you need to do is go to that tool, and you can even see the shortcut key which is available for that tool. Either you can simply right click upon that tool, or all you can do is press M, as every shortcut key is given along with the name of that tool. So for example, if I need to select the rectangular marquee tool, all I need to do is just click upon that tool, and then I need to just simply make a rectangular marquee selection here. And if I need to add the color to it, for example, I need to add the foreground color. So I told previously that the key for adding the foreground color is Alt plus backspace. So here you can see the color Alt plus backspace, the red color, which is supposedly our foreground color, has been added to this selection. And to deselect the selected part, we need to press Ctrl plus D, or even we can go to our select panel and just press deselect from here. So now if we want to move this selected or filled area, all we need to do is just go to the move tool, or we can just simply press the shortcut key V, and we need to just click upon the filled area, and we can easily move this by pressing the cursor. It is as simple as that. I hope, Siddharth, your query has been solved, as this was the last thing which I showed in the working. If it is so, please write OKs in the chat box, or even you can unmute yourself and say so.
Yes, it's fine, Anushka. You can move ahead.
Okay, so moving ahead, now we're gonna see the working of the horizontal type tool. So poster is like very commonly and widely used thing. So now we're gonna learn how to add the text to a poster. For adding the text, all we need to do is either select the Control key T, or just simply select upon this T option, and then we need just to create this area, and this is the default text that we can see. So we need to just reduce the size of the font, like we can make it to 36 points, and we just need to change the color. Because it is white, it won't be visible to us, to black. So in the above top menu panel, we can see the different features of the text tool. Here, we are available with the different default fonts which are available to us by the Photoshop, like Arca Majora and so on. We can select any type of font through this. So I will be working in the Arca Majora. Then besides that, we have the different form of that font. So basically, if we want that font in the bold form or the heavy form, we can select it from here. Then here we can see the different sizes of the font. So if we want to increase or decrease the size of the font, all we need to do is just we can click upon this T option, and we can see the two small arrows. All we need to do to reduce the size of the text is just slide it towards the left side, and if we want to increase the font of the text, all you need to do is slide towards the right side. That's how we can simply change the size of the font. Similarly, different types of sharpness and the crisp and smooth functions are available, which you are recommended not to change as of now. And here, from here, we can simply select the color of our text. So I'm gonna simply deselect everything. And even we can change the properties of our text from here. At the right side, you can see the different width, height, and all of the text, even the type layer. And again, in the character side, you can see the different font and the bold and italic options. So you can simply change the font and the shape and the size of the text from here. So this was all about the text tool. Now I will like simply write anything. For example, so this is how our work tool works, and we just simply need to press the tick option on the very right side of the panel, and this is how text tool works. So now we're gonna go back to our new layer. So now I guess enough of the tools have been covered as of now. So we can go ahead with the working of our, one more tool I need to share with you guys, that is the rectangle tool. What is the basic function of the rectangle tool? For first of all, for selecting the rectangle tool, all you need to do, either you can press the shortcut key U, or you can just simply go on the tool in the shape of the rectangle. And basically it is known as rectangle tool, but if you right click upon this tool, you can see the various other types of tools like ellipse tool, triangle tool, polygon tool, line tool, and the custom shape tool. So we will select the rectangular tool. We're gonna make a rectangle, and as I said, our foreground color is the default color, so it has been filled up to the red color, which is our foreground color. So basically, if we want to see the more specific functions of the or features of the rectangular tool, you can go to up of the menu, and here you can see the fill. In the fill, which we are provided with the different colors, like we can fill it with yellow, we can fill it even with black. These all colors are the previously used colors which I have used, therefore it is showing me all these colors. And if you want to keep your triangle empty, like if you don't want to fill any color in it, you can simply go to this option which is no fill. So you can see the fill has been removed, but as of now I'm gonna fill it with the red color. Then in the stroke options, you can create the stroke, that is the border around the rectangular tool. So for example, I choose the color black to create the stroke, and besides the stroke, we have the different sizes that we can provide to our strokes. You can see as soon as I move it to the right side, the stroke is getting bigger and bigger, and when I move it to the left side, the stroke is decreasing. So there are various kinds of stroke options which are available to us, like the simple line one, then the dotted ones, and the break line one. So you can choose any according to your preference, and even the alignment is given. If you want to just if you want to just align it outside the inside the rectangle or the figure you choose, or even outside the rectangle or the figure you choose, you can do that accordingly. And the next we have the width and height of the tool, the rectangular tool and all. So this is basically the option. And yes, if we want to transform our rectangle tool, so all we need to do is first you need to just simply press enter so that it is made. Now if you want to reselect it, there is a shortcut key for reselecting a tool, which is Control plus P. So as you can see, the different default box has been created around the rectangle. Now, if you want to change the shape and size of it, you need to just transform it by clicking the shift along with it. If you're gonna click the shift along with it, the aspect ratio of the rectangle won't change. But if you won't click upon the shift, the aspect ratio of the triangle will change. See, it's not getting moved from all the sides, only from one side it is moving, and the width and heights are also getting different, and the aspect ratios are changing. So it is always suggested that to keep the aspect ratio of a text or of a element or of an object the same, all you need to do is press shift along with the other keys and see. Now the aspect ratio remains the same, it does not change. So this was all about the rectangular tool. And as I told you, properties panel also show the properties of the text and the rectangle tool. So I previously showed you the properties of the text. Now you can see here the different properties of the rectangle which is available. Like we have the fill stroke option from here. We even have the option of making it a rounded rectangle. We can slightly round the edges of our rectangle. So basically this was all about it. Now I'm gonna again go to my previous layer, and now so before learning how to create or how to add a background to our poster, or before starting with the working of our main basic poster, if you guys have any doubts, or if you want me to repeat any of the steps which I have shown previously, you can just simply unmute yourselves and ask me to do so, or even can write in the chat box. You guys can simply even say move ahead if everything is clear to you.
Anushka, you can move ahead.
Okay, so now we will start with the important and basic functioning of our poster. All we need to do, if we need to add a background layer to our poster, we need to go to the above menu bar, and from there we need to choose the option of file, and from here we need to choose the option of place embedded. I'm going to repeat once again. If you want to add the background image to your poster, all you need to go is to the file option. From there, you need to go to the place embedded. Now you're going to search for the document which you have saved as your background. So by searching it, you're going to simply need to click upon the place. So as I clicked upon the place, the background which I chose to be the part of my layer has been added. So as I told you previously, whenever you change or transform the layer or a object or a text, all you need to do is press shift along so that the aspect ratio doesn't change and it remains the same. So now the background layer has been added to my new layer, and I simply gonna press enter. So is it clear, or I just need to repeat this step, because this is a very important step as to how to add the background to our layer or making a poster. I'm going to repeat it again. All you need to do is just to go on the file option, and you need to just click upon the place embedded, and from there you need to select the document which you have chosen to be the part of your background, and simply click on the place option, and then you can transform it by pressing the shift key along so that the aspect ratio remains the same. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some text to our poster so it looks bit of complete. So, for example, I'm gonna write so I have added or written the text. Now I simply gonna click upon the tick mark and the text has been added. So basically, uh, alignment in a poster is a very important thing. Or you all should check the alignment before writing any text. For checking the alignment of the text, all you need to do is go on the view, and from there you need to choose a new guide. And you need to just choose the option of orientation, and I will choose that as a vertical because I need to see that it should be centrally aligned, and in the position I will write 50% and just click upon OK. So a vertical guide is available to us on our screen. All we need to do is just press Ctrl plus T, and we need to just, and we can see these two small boxes in the white color, right? All we need to do is just move our this layer upon those and move those small two boxes upon the new guide that we have added to our poster so that it is centrally aligned. See, now it is centrally aligned, and then we can simply press the tick mark. Similarly, if we add one more new text, again, we need to just press the tick mark. We can select the shortcut key Control plus T, in which a default box is made. Again, we're gonna move this so that the two boxes are on the guide that we have added, and you can see it is over that guide, which means it is centrally aligned. And now we can press the tick again, and here you can see our text is centrally aligned. Now, all we can do is just remove this guide. So again, we can go to the view option, and from here, you can select the option of clear canvas guides. Now, so that our poster looks kind of fulfilled and catchy, all we can do is just add a border to our poster. So for adding the border, all we need to do is go to the rectangle tool or just simply press U, and then we're gonna create a rectangle on our background like this. So we want no fill, as we want to just add the border and stroke to it. So we're gonna select the option of no fill, and now we will select the stroke as to be black. And now I'm gonna increase the size of the stroke, so you can see the border has been added. And now simply I'm gonna press enter. So if there is any question as of now, you can ask me by unmuting yourselves. If you want me to repeat any of the previously shown steps or anything. Is everything clear to you as of now?
Yes, they've written everything is clear.
Guys, please, you need to interact. At least say yes or no. So now we're gonna again go to the file option, and from here we need to again click upon the place embedded option, and we can add the logo of our Neenv, and we will just simply click upon the option of place. Again, we're going to transform this icon by selecting the shift along so that the aspect ratio remains the same. Now then we're going to move it and place it to the extreme left, and then we're going to press enter. Similarly, now if we are supposedly adding another logo which is of Adhyayan, we're gonna again select our document which we have saved and click upon the option of place, and again the logo will be placed, and we will transform the layer by selecting the shift along, and then we're gonna place it to the extreme right, and we're gonna click upon the enter. So this is how we have added the different elements to our poster. So now again we're gonna add some more text to our poster, as we are just creating the basic poster, so you don't need to just go in the depths of the various tools, as you will be more familiar with in the upcoming times. So then you are supposedly need to explore more tools or work with that. For now, the basic tools which I'm showing you are only required for creating the basic poster. I'm gonna write welcome trainees. Now, if I want to increase the size of my font, so what I told you, I want answer from the audience. What was the step of increasing the font size? Can anybody explain by unmuting themselves? Guys, I need responses.
Folks, you can give it a try.
Yeah, at least give it a try. You have seen all the workings, so you must know how to increase or decrease the font size. Okay, so if you guys don't want to speak, I only want to show you. We will go to the layer panel. We're gonna double click upon this. Then our text will be selected, and all we need to do is just click upon these capital T, small t, and move our cursor slightly towards the right side, and here we can see the font is increasing, and we just simply gonna click upon the tick option. So this is how we can increase or decrease the size of the font or the text that we have added. We can also either left align our text, or we can obviously middle align it, which is very common, and can even align it towards the right side. So I'm gonna mid align it. Now for adding some effects, what we can do for adding a kind of 3D effect to our text, this is a very important step. You must pay attention to this step. All we need to do is just go to the layer of the welcome trainees, right click upon that layer, and choose the option of duplicate layer. I'm repeating again. All you need to do is just right click upon here, choose the option of duplicate layer, and then press OK. The layer will be duplicated. Now to move the duplicate layer, you need to go to the move tool, and then you need to just move it to a bit. You can see the layer has been duplicated. Now, if you want to change the color of that layer, obviously, so as to give the 3D effect, all you need to go to the properties panel, and from here you can change the color to white. Press OK. And now here you can see the 3D effect has been given to our text. So I hope this step is clear to you, because this is a very important step. Can I receive a yes or no if this step is clear to you guys? Or if you want me to repeat, just please simply write repeat in the chat box, or say.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay.
It's clear.
Okay, great. So at last we can simply add some rectangles to our poster so that it looks cute. I want it to be filled as black, so I'm gonna choose it as black, and then I'm gonna press enter. Again, I'm gonna create a small rectangle, and again I'm gonna press enter. So the last step which is left as of now in a basic poster to get created is if you are making poster for the purpose of the social media handles. So basically what you need to do is write the social media handles. So how you're gonna write that social media handles is that we're gonna again simply go to the file option, and we're gonna go to the place embedded, and we're gonna select some icons like Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, because obviously every other page or even the societies now have handles on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. So for that purpose, we need to add the handles. All I have done is just simply gone on file. I have chosen the option of the place embedded, then selected the name of the document as which I have kept for the Instagram icon. Then I am transforming the layer by pressing the shift so that the aspect ratio doesn't change. I'm gonna now I'm gonna go on then I'm gonna click on the enter, and now I'm gonna simply move this layer and place it here. Similarly, now I'm gonna again select the Facebook logo, click upon the option of place, and now again I'm gonna transform it by pressing the shift. I'm gonna click upon enter. Again, I'm gonna move it and place it on the side of the Instagram. Again, what I'm gonna do is place embedded, choose my LinkedIn logo, and again I'm going to click upon the place, and again I'm going to transform it, and I will press upon enter and bring it to here. As we can see, it is bit of larger than the other two logos. So what we need to do is simply press the shortcut key Ctrl+T, and we can again change the size of it, and now it is perfect. So we will move it by choosing the move tool and bringing it at the side of Facebook logo. So now we just simply need to add the text. So I'm going to add it. Wait a second. We are not able to see the text because the font size is very much larger. So we're gonna reduce it to 18 points. Now I'm gonna write. Okay, it is in white, so we're gonna change the color of the font and make it to the black. Okay, so it has been changed to the black. Now I'm gonna write Neenv. Hansraj. So it's too small. So what we can do is go to the layer panel, double click upon the T, and then increase the size by moving the cursor towards or sliding the cursor towards the right side. I guess this is too big for it. We can again reduce the size up to this. Now what we need to do is just click upon the tick option. Now we can bring the move tool, and we can just wait a second. We have selected the move tool. Now we can just layer here and see the social media handle of the Neenv Hansraj has been added. So you can add the different social media handles if you have any according to your own preference, and adding these 3 small clip arts or the vectors, whatever you can call them, give a kind of good impression to the people who are looking at your posters. It gives the impression that you have the same social media handle for each of the platform. So this was all about creating the basic poster in the Photoshop. I hope you guys must have understood. And thank you so much for being such a great audience. And if you have any of the doubt in any of the steps that I have shown in the entire session, you can just unmute yourselves now, or even write in the chat box so that you can clear them as of now. And basically Photoshop is a very interesting platform. So you're going to learn more about it if you're going to explore it more. So in your free time, or whenever you find it, or whenever you find time, you all can do just simply go to the Photoshop, create a basic poster. All the materials that have been used in this poster will be available to you guys if you have joined our WhatsApp group. All the resources will be provided. So I will request you all to please create the similar poster, or you can change 1-2 elements according to your own preference, so that you can understand and have a better clarity of the same. If you guys have any doubt, please write it in the chat box, or unmute yourselves and can ask the same.
Why we should prefer Photoshop over Canva?
Basically, Photoshop is a more professional software to work upon, right? So if you are creating the posters for the purpose of societies or some companies, so basically Photoshop is widely used. I hope that answers your query.
Yes.
Okay, any more queries? And guys, please don't leave the session now, because we are having an interactive game after this, and I want you to interact in that game rather than just simply sitting and listening.
We understand that it was quite a long session, but this was a practical session, so I guess it makes sense. But we would really request you to stay for the activity, as we're sure it will, cheer you up for the next session and prepare you for the next session, basically. So I guess we can begin with the interactive activity.
Yeah, sure. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So guys, I need maximum participation in this round, okay? And even the another round. I want you guys to be interactive. So please answer by unmuting yourself. And if you cannot unmute yourself, just simply write in the chat box, okay? So I'm gonna start with the round 1, which is simply guess the brand name. So we will be showing you the different taglines, and from those taglines, you need to just guess the brand name. Please be interactive, active throughout this session. So the first tagline is make believe. So which brand does have this tagline? Please unmute yourself.
Sony.
Yeah, you are correct. Next is simply clever.
Skoda.
Okay, yes, right. It's Skoda. And next is the name you can bank upon.
PNB.
Can you please repeat?
Yeah, PNB.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is PNB. Next is when you care enough to send the very best.
Hallmark.
Yes, you are right. It's Hallmark. The next one is the happiest place on the earth.
Disney World.
Yeah, this was quite known, right? Next one is see what's next.
Netflix.
Yes, you are absolutely right. So this was all about the round 1. Now we are going to our second round, and in that you will be in this round we will be sharing a snapshot of a screen from our favorite movies, and you have to guess what product was being advertised there by the smart brands. तो मूवीज तो तुम सबने बहुत सारी देखी होगी, बट नाउ वी विल सी कि कितनी अटेंटिवली तुमने वो मूवीज देखी है. So which product has been advertised here? And of course you all must be knowing this movie, right? Yes, you are right. Answer is Domino's in Fir Hera Fairy. I hope this is an easy one, guys. Come on, answer it.
Bonvita.
Yes,
Trace.
yes, you are right. It's Bonvita in Fish. Come on, guys. Again, this movie is a very famous one, and even the favorite one.
Make my trip.
Yes, Make My Trip in Aging Hai Diwani. Last but not the least,
Nokia.
yes, Nokia and Chennai Express. Okay, so this brings us to the end of the session.
It's great
Thank
to
you,
see that
guys.
everyone here loves Bollywood so much.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being such a wonderful audience.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Thank you so much for this wonderful session. Thanks.
Ma'am,
It
there is
was
one more
really
to
very
go.
interesting. Oh, one more.
Yeah,
Oh.
we'll keep it short.
No, but how
Actually, it's
many
a very
students will be there still to attend? You will also have to see that.
yeah. The audience is there. Like,
Okay.
luckily
Then
we'll
it
have
is absolutely fine. Then it is
yeah.
absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
I
guys,
thought
you
it's
can.
done. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still there. I'm, looking at what is being done and
yeah. Sure, ma'am. We'll try to wrap it up very soon. We're covering these topics because they are the most important ones, and we would really like everyone to stay back for the session. And we'll wrap it up very soon, and you'll find it very interesting. Guys, you can begin without any ado. Sam, you are not audible. No, you're not audible. Can you, quickly
He's
join
audible.
from
He's
second?
audible.
Yes,
He's
he is
not audible.
audible.
Okay, I might be facing some issue.
Yes, Sam,
Please
you're
continue.
audible.
So before we start, does anybody here know what personal interviews are? You can write it in the chat box or you can unmute yourself. Come on guys, it's an easy one.
can you please
Don't
repeat the
worry.
question?
Does anybody here know what personal interviews are?
Yeah, you have to answer, students. You can unmute yourself and say something.
Don't worry, I will tell you what personal interviews are. Yes, Pooja and Viva, you are correct. So I'll tell now. Personal interviews are a means of two-way communication between the recruiter and the candidate in which a meaningful conversation leads to a productive understanding and contract between the two parties. A personal interview should be considered as the time to shine and to sell your candidature efficiently and warmly. So, what goes on in a personal interview? Interviews last approximately 25 to 30 minutes, although telephonic interviews may be slightly shorter, but it all depends upon the nature of conversation the two parties get into. These interview sessions with eligible candidates have become so important and prominent in today's job sector that there's absolutely no company hiring new candidates without this crucial step, that is the personal interview.
Before we demonstrate a mock interview, have any one of you ever given an interview? Like if you have given any time, please write yes or no in the chat box. Guys, please be interactive. Like if you have. Okay, like many of you have given. That's good. So now we'll demonstrate a live mock person interview in front of you. A conversation to get an insight into what person interview looks like. So I'll be playing the role of the recruiter and Sam will play the role of the interviewee. And in this example of an internship interview where he has applied for position of HR intern. So okay, let's get started. Hi Sam, how are you? I am great as well. Thanks for asking. So Sam, are you nervous? Don't worry, Sam. Just give your best. Okay, so I'll quickly give you a brief description of our company and the responsibility you have, and then we'll start with your interview. Okay, so we started our company back in 2018, and here we deal with clients who are in the paper industry. And our main objective is to provide the best services to them. Now, your role here as an HR intern would be to screen the resumes and send it idle ones to the HR manager. You'll be in the team in organizing and managing the events and the payrolls. Hope I'm clear with everything. So, okay, Sam. So let's get started with the interview. So, Sam, like, can you tell something about yourself? Okay. So, well, I got to know a lot about you within no time. So, Sam, can you tell something you know about HR? Well, it seems you know a quite lot about HR. So, could you tell me, like, why do you want to work as an HR intern? That's interesting. Why do you want to work in our company?
That's very good. Can you state some of your strengths and weaknesses? That's great. Okay, so Sam, I hope you are well aware of your roles you will be required to perform and the number of hours you will be required to work for. But still, I repeat few important things. So you will be working 5 days a week with a minimum of 4 to 5 hours a day. Then you will receive a letter of recommendation and a certificate of completion at the end of internship tenure. I hope you are okay with this. Okay, Sam. So that's it from my end. Do you have any questions for us? Yes, Sam. Yes, sure. I'll do that. So we had many interns like you in our company before, and the work culture is very opportunistic here. And all you need to do is make the use of these opportunities, and then of course nobody can stop you to shine. So okay, Sam. So the HR will get in touch with you within a couple of days regarding the results of the interview. Have a great day, Sam.
Well, I hope seeing this mock interview, you got all the tips and tricks on how to ace your interview. So now I'll quickly brief you upon the tips for a personal interview. But before that, anyone here would like to tell us what they got to know from this seeing this mock interview? You can write it in the chat box or unmute yourself. Come on, guys. Neven? Don't worry, I will tell you what you all need to remember from this thing. The first one would be that you need to do the research properly. Extensively research not just about the profile you are interviewed for, but the company profile, their achievements, their story of success, their products, services, their target market, etc. All this will make you confident enough to answer every question diligently. Doing research beforehand shows your interest in the company and lets the interviewers understand your dedication and know that at heart. The second point would be that you need to ask questions. Don't be blank at the end of the interview. Ask questions. Be it on your profile, about the company, pay working hours, etc. Not asking questions gives an impression of disinterest in the company and the job. But make sure your questions are appropriate. Just like how Sam asked a question at the end of his interview. So, talking about the third point, it would be that you should look sharp. Being smartly and elegantly dressed not only makes you feel good, but also has a strong impact on the interviewer. Like the mantra, the way you dress defines the way you think, act, and how others react. Fourth would be that you should listen carefully, giving full attention to not only what is said but also to what is not said will make you know ab- will make you know about what they have in store for you. Sometimes important things are left unsaid between the lines. Make sure you catch up to every bit of it. Last but not least, answer only what is asked. Do listen carefully to what you are being asked. If you don't understand, confirm it again. And while answering, do not deviate from one thing to another. Straightforward and to the point answers are only what they love to hear. What you feel is reflected by your body language. So, show enthusiasm throughout your interview. Even if you are nervous, don't let it show as this distracts the interviewer and gives an impression of feeble personality.
Now we'll have a game. So now you'll guys have to write the answers in the chat box, and if you feel like unmuting yourself, you can do it. So the first question is how to make yourself stand out in an internship interview. So the first option is be prepared. Second, be yourself. Show up on time, and last, all the above. That's really good. Anushka, Diksha, Vibha, Asta, you all are right. We can move to the next question. Pick the odd one out. First, avoid eye contact, dress formally, and the last, get off the topic. You have to choose the odd one out. That's correct, guys. Dress formally is the correct answer. State whether the statement is correct or wrong. We should ask the interviewer about the stipend during the personal interview. State whether it's correct or wrong. But Harshita, Pooja, Prachi. That's correct. The statement is wrong. What you should do if you are stumped during an interview. It's like if you don't have any answer for any question that the interviewer asks. The first option is take your time in coming up with an answer or directly say, I don't know. That's interesting. Yes, you should, of course, always take your time with coming with an answer. That's the correct answer. So with this, we come to end of this topic, that is personal interview. And now we'll move on to the group discussion. Or if you guys have any doubts regarding personal interview, you can please write in the chat box.
Very nicely conducted interview.
Thank you, ma'am. So we'll move forward. So now, as you guys know, CV shortlisting and interviews have already been taken up in the past session. So we move on to the another important stage, that is group discussions. Over the last few years, GD is used to test the soft skills of the candidates. It is used as a quick method to shortlist few candidates from the massive strength. Second, the GD panel is testing whether you know the topic well, whether you are able to present your top point of view in a logical manner, whether you are interested in understanding what other feels about the same subject, and whether you are able to conduct yourself with grace in a group situation. GD involves panelists who judge a discussion. A GD involves 5 to 10 participants usually, and it lasts almost 15 to 20 minutes. And when we talk about the process, first, the process of group discussion starts with the announcement of the topic. The given topic could be technical, factual, or a case study. Before beginning with the discussion, the preparation time of 2 to 5 minutes, depending upon the panel, is given. The time can also extend in the case of a long case statement. Third, any participant in the group can initiate a discussion. After the lead participant, anyone in the group can continue discussion. Similarly, everyone gets the chance to speak, one after another. Participants in the group express their views on the given topic. And the last, it ends when the panelists stop the discussion or may ask one or more than one participant to summarize the GD.
We've started receiving responses. Guys, you can let them know if they're correct till now and how many more words they are to find.
Second, support your claims. If you know the subject of a group discussion right before the meeting, research data to support your claims. Supporting your claims brings more validity to your argument and can help create a sense of trust between you and your group members. Knowing you have done your research can help them better ensure what you're saying is actually factual. Okay, so this is it for the group discussion. Hope you all found it useful and informative. If you have any queries, please put it in the chat box and we'll be happy to answer them.
Wait, guys, we have a game lined up for you also. Don't leave the meeting. So we'll be starting the game. I'll be telling you a question. You have to tell that you should do it in a group discussion or you should not do it in a group discussion. So starting with the game, the first question is that should you contradict your own points in a group discussion? Okay, Prachi, Vibha, Diksha, Harshita, Ayman, Pooja, you all are correct. You should not contradict your points in a group discussion. So taking up the second question, should you be confident during a group discussion? Okay. Okay. Let's see the answer. Yes, you all are correct. You should be confident during a group discussion. It gives a good impression to the person who is taking your group discussion. The third question, should you copy a person's ideas and views in a group discussion? Okay, Arshita, Prachi, Pooja, Vibha, Diksha, Manav. Okay, let's see the answer. Yes, you all are correct. You should not copy a person's ideas and views during a group discussion. So the next question, should you only speak once during a group discussion? Okay. Contradicting answers. Let's see the answer. Yes, you should only speak once during a group discussion when you are given a chance. You should not interrupt other persons speaking during a group discussion. You should wait for your turn only. So the next question, should you be courteous during a group discussion? Okay, Vibha, Anushka, Ayman, Prachi, Pooja. Let's see the answer. Yes, you all are correct. You should be courteous during a group discussion. Okay, so the next question, should you be afraid to start during a group discussion? Okay, great going, guys. Let's see the answer. You all are correct. You should not be afraid to start during a group discussion. It gives a good impression if you start. So the next question is that should you speak clearly during a group discussion? Okay, Pooja, Vibha, Prachi. Let's see the answer. Yes, you all are correct, guys. You should speak clearly during a group discussion. So the last question, should you avoid eye contact during a group discussion? Okay, it seems you learned everything seeing the session. It's the correct answer. You should not avoid eye contact during a group discussion. Okay, so well, with this we come to the end of the session. We thank you all for being such a great audience. We enjoyed taking this session. So these are our social media handles. Do check them out once. Also, guys, if you got any queries, please unmute yourself or post them in the chat box. We are all here to answer your queries. Thank you so much.
So before everyone leaves the meeting, I have a few sentences to say, and before that I would request Sia to drop the resources link here. However, we'll drop that in the group also after this. So with this we conclude Adhyayan 2022. I would like to thank our wonderful audience for being patient and interactive throughout the event. We hope we were able to add value to your existing knowledge about the topics that were covered. And you can follow us on our social media and connect with us in the future as well for any kind of help. I would also like to thank our college and Monica ma'am for giving us the opportunity to be a part of the Vidya Vistar scheme and helping our fellow students to some extent with the relevant resources that are helpful for all of us these days. Please stay tuned to our official page of the college, for we have so many events lined up this year as it's the 75th year of our college. Thanks to the entire training team from Neenv for putting this event together at such a short notice and performing so well. Lastly, I would like to thank the Almighty for keeping us in the best of our health to be present here today. So it was completely an enriching experience hosting you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kriti. Thank you, everyone in the team. You have been great. I mean, you're going to be wonderful teachers as well if you choose to become one in future. I also learned a lot from you guys, and all of you had put in lots of efforts. I have no words of appreciation. I think you've done a great job, simply great, and thanks a lot. Really, I thank you from the core of my heart for doing this for us. Thank you. I hope our partner colleges have been benefited by this exercise, and we would like to have you more often on various platforms. You guys rock. 3 cheers for all of you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, the entire team. And thanks for doing it at a short notice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. For those who...
Yeah, one more thing.
Yeah. Please.
Now that you've done so much, we would also require a report of the event. You require it in a format so you can put it together.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we can maybe get on a call for everything you require from us, and we will try our best to provide you with it.
Yeah,
and
it's a compulsory to have one-page report, so that's it.
Sure, ma'am, sure.
Thank you so much. All the best, all of you, and all the best to the students who have exams coming up. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining, everyone. You can leave the meeting.